And the Ducks will boot it away to start the game. Bringing it out. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone. So the Oregon State Beavers offense will have the football first. A program whose history is built on speed. Oregon just ran away from the Beavers last time.
And the Ducks were ready to play a year ago. They were ready for a war. They came out, they took it to Oregon State. They didn't back off, Jesse. That game meant a lot to them.
Yeah, they just caught fire early, and Oregon State couldn't put the fire out. They had no answers. Every possession Oregon had, it seemed like they were going up and down the field. So the big challenge for Oregon State in this one is to try to get off to a great start.
The Beavers come to the line in the hurry-up.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right there on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
You've got a third and manageable, backed up in your own end, but convert here and you get some momentum. Trying to pick it up on the ground. That defensive front just flat whipped them as they knock him down for a big loss. And the Beavers will try to pin them back with the punt. First time we've seen their punt team tonight. Slips through the line. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. So Oregon's offense taking the field. First chance we have to see them today. Last time we saw these guys, it was a rather forgettable experience for this quarterback. He turned the football over, he got sacked. Just not a good day at all, Jesse.
Well, the defense was able to rattle him. They hit him often, they hit him early, they got sacks on him, and then he started feeling it. His eyes came down, he started floating the ball over the middle of the field and putting it into trouble and got picked off. So it's important in this one, David. Up front, they do a better job of helping him stay on his feet to get into a rhythm.
The best quarterbacks in the history of the game, when you continue to hit them, they become very human, and they start to rush their thought process. So he got hit early, and he got hit often last week, and that's why they lost. Position one, objective number one today. Protect him, keep him upright, let him get some confidence.
From the gun, the running back has it. Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. 22 water. Pulls and throws off the RPO. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short game. The margin for error is so small in this conference. It's really imperative to get off to a good start in Big Ten play.
Especially, Reese, since you're adding so much talent now to this conference. But yeah, year in and year out, you know the mainstays in this conference, but there's always some surprises, and I'll be interested to see how everybody starts off this season. Listen, this is your first opportunity, Palmer, in conference play, in a major conference, obviously in the Big Ten, to make your first statement.
And it's going to be taxing all season long for these players. Physically, obviously, you expect that in the Big Ten Conference, but now adding all those West Coast teams, these guys are going to be flying back and forth across the country a lot this year. They have to get off to a fast start today. That's what makes this game so critical.
Gonna look downfield again. Buys a little time. Finds his big tight end. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a 1st and goal.
One of the things that makes this quarterback so dangerous is how accurate he can be when he's on the run. And he's a guy that's looking to throw. He's not looking to take off himself. Showed you that accuracy on that play being first.
In football, you hear the term quick but don't hurt. And you can tell when you run these RPOs, the QBs want to make that decision quick. And I think he hurried it a little bit too much. Got the ball out quick, but obviously was inaccurate.
He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
Looking for the touchdown on 3rd and goal. Max looking for the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon! First points of the day are on the board. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game?
Yeah, and like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around.
Here we go.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The Beavers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll move the wide receiver. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Boom. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22. The Beavers want to pick up the tempo. On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Catch in the middle, it's Ambrose. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
And it's on 3rd downs like this. If you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
Going to swing it on 2nd down. Snagged out of the air. Knocked down immediately. And the Beavers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep the drive moving. Shotgun snap on 3rd down. Got his man. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on 4th down.
Oh, you know, that's one as a quarterback. You've thrown the completion, and you're like, dude, can you just turn around and make one guy miss and go get the first? Or can you just stretch out and get the first down? You need your guys to have a little bit more awareness of where they are in the field on that play. And even though they got the completion, it's not enough to pick up the first. And now you're staring 4th down right in the face.
It's really nice to see this offense bounce back. That first possession, man, they go 3 and out. They really struggle, and now
Quarterback feeling that pressure, and he's knocked down at the 42.
And they've been waiting for something good to happen with respect to getting after the quarterback, right? They're outside of the top 100 in the country in sacks per game, but finally now you see they're generating this pass rush. 3 sacks on the game so far.
And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. 9th play of the drive coming up, but this one will be tough. 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Ambrose. Gets it into the end zone, but there is a flag down. We'll see if this one is coming
Offside,
back.
defense.
Maybe a momentary scare for that offense when they saw the flag. It's on the defense, declined, and the touchdown stands. Looking for the tie with the extra point. And it's blocked. Now he can return this. Pass to 50. The 30. The 20. And he takes it all the way back to the house, and just like that, the 2 gives them the lead right back.
Oregon 9, Oregon State 6.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? On the run from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They saw what happened on that last scoring drive, and now probably feeling a little bit of heat to answer. Here's the handoff. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Ducks come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down. We're off to a fast start here. Offenses are humming as we're in the final minute of the first quarter. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Nice job recognizing the route defensively there. As soon as that ball was thrown, that defender knew exactly who he was going to, and he was able to make the tackle at the perfect time. No doubt.
Nice job by the defense. One time to mesh that RPO and read it. Now, the defense got in there so fast, they didn't give him an option. Got the nice tackle for a loss, putting the offense in a worse situation.
On third down, he drops to throw. Complete to the left.
Third down pass, complete to the wideout. Gain of 12. That's a first down for the offense.
Time has expired here in the quarter, and Oregon has the lead. We put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. They've got a first down here to open the period. To the air on first down. Quickly complete. Really nice job there by both guys to throw and the catch to work that defense and get the first down.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now. Having given up multiple first downs on this drive, somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
Under fire. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
All right, offense has got to be better. You've done a nice job getting the football to this point in the red zone, but now you can't go backwards. You've got to be able to get rid of the football if it's not there, and that was a terrible.
Breaks into the open. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Ducks.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Looking to fire. The quarterback's a little more on target there. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's third and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Caught over the middle. It's Ambrose. They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
Has to get there to move the sticks. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
And a lot of times when you're in your own territory and it's 4th and 1, you see the offense try to draw people off sides. No, sir. They say, we're going to get this thing. We need 1 yard. We got 1 yard. We worked on it all week. They were successful. Nice aggressiveness early in their own territory.
And they'll stop him after a minimal pickup. The Beavers racing to the line in the hurry-up. It seems as if this old feud has been going on since Lewis and Clark set the foundation for the Oregon Trail. They've been playing since 1894, guys.
Game's been played for a long time, a lot on the line in the state of Oregon. Bragging rights, Jesse, for a whole year.
I feel like it's one of the rivalries in college football that maybe a lot of people don't talk about or really know about. But if you've ever been around this game and you know about the tradition and the history and the emotion surrounding this game, this is easily one of the best rivalries in college football.
The Beavers will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. On his way back from the 20. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Leaves it with the back. Got the first down and more. Stopped and forced out of bounds at the 22 after the huge pickup. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Ducks, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Quickly complete. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. There's not a lot more beautiful in football than the play action and the open tight end.
Yeah, because it freezes those linebackers. It freezes those safeties because they have to come up for a second and play the run. And then the big tight ends, big targets on the back end can catch the football and make big plays.
They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. And the Ducks have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Strike it right now and get it on him. And you can tell, throws it to the left and doesn't get it to his wide receiver. It's just maybe a little bit of hurrying too much.
Touchdown, Oregon! They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead. A methodical drive that they finish off by tossing it to the tight end.
And the tight end, I tell you what, this is a position that's evolved so much, right? And you see him move all over the field. It's kind of like, where is Waldo? You got to find this big fella, especially down in the red zone area. This is the guy they're going to target and make the big play, get the touchdown.
He'll start the return inside his 5. Out of bounds at the 17. Big pickup there, not only in yardage, but it gives him some breathing room. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll try the run. Shows him the stiff arm. That keeps the running game churning. Pick up a 5 to the 23. And the Beavers will hustle to the line.
And the offense has a little bit of success, and what do? They push that turbo button right back on the line, ready to run another play.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. In the gun, looking to throw on 3rd down. He's got him. He'll get a fresh set of down, stopped at the 31-yard line. The Beavers will have it 1st and 10.
It's way too early in the game to say this is a must score. But, man, you've done yourself an early hole, and this offense needs to capitalize. You're not getting the football after the half, so create some momentum now while you can.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. Wants to go up top on 1st down. He's got it. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Offense, quick tempo. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Fires to the big fella. He'll get it out to the 43-yard line. That's where they mark him out of bounds, and this offense is starting to do a little work. They've been very sharp on this drive so far. Now 1st and 10 from the 43. throws to the wideout. Wide open downfield. That is exactly what you want to do with the football. He's got it all the way down to the 15-yard line. The Beavers, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. Got his man quickly. That throw and catch gets them down to the 6, and the defense is running out of answers.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
Back to pass. Here comes the heat. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And that's the 4th sack this offensive line has given up today. And guess what? You thought they'd be better. Last week, they got their butts chewed out. 6 sacks they gave up. This week, on their way to doing it again. This offensive line has to step up.
He's brought down at the 11-yard line, and now is this 4-down territory, or will they take the chip shot field goal? Going right down the boulevard. That'll close the gap to 14. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, it's a final now, and one of the more intriguing games of the week, that notable ACC clash. Duke had an impressive showing at home today, and I know the fans outside Krzyzewskiville are ready for hoops, but pay attention to what's happening on the gridiron too, people. We expected to see a shakeup in the ACC. It's bound to happen in this kind of game, but this type of win is a serious statement.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there.
One of the things I love about this kid is that he goes to work. He struggled his last game out, completed less than 50% of his throws. So back to the drawing board, back to fundamentals, and you can see that paying dividends in this game. I know he just threw an incompletion, but for the most part, this guy has been spot on.
And he's all bottled up, and now it's lost. The ball's loose.
Deep breath, right? Man, he fumbled that thing and coughed it up. Big time break for the offense.
And they'll pick up the first down and mark it at the 47. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Pressure coming. Blasted as he lets it go.
Well, on offense, no doubt, right? You've had success. You're throwing some tutties. Why not keep throwing it? They're going to keep being aggressive. You're going to have to do a better job, though, keeping this quarterback standing up.
So now it's 2nd and long. Wants to throw. He's working against the clock. Snagged in the middle. It's Grove. They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. And the Beavers will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. They go to work in the 3rd quarter with the lead, but they have had a little trouble keeping their quarterback upright.
Yeah, and you have the lead, you're positive, but the offensive line coach is definitely going to be upset. And the offensive coordinator, listen, I don't want my guy getting touched. He's being productive, but give him some more time here in the second half.
I think you can do that, too, offensively, by maybe leaving your tight end in to help block, maybe chipping with running backs to help these tackles out on the edge, because you're right, that pocket has been shaky, and if it continues to be that way in the second half, this could be a much different-looking football game.
Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw on first down. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. Oh, he's got some space. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
The Ducks will line it up on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The pull and throw off the RPO. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line.
success on wide receiver screens when you're facing press man coverage because your blockers out front oftentimes can't pick them up, and that receiver gets gobbled up as soon as he catches the pass. We saw it on that last play.
Operating in the red zone here on second down. Rides the back on the option, the give. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line of this defensive line.
And those plays from the defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. Third and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running something.
Touchdown Ducks! The offense cashing it in on that drive. It's as if the Duck has hopped on that motorcycle and is revving the engine, and Oregon is threatening to drive away.
And Oregon's a team that, man, when they get it going, a lot of times they're just so hard to stop. The swag gets rolling. The uniform always looks good, but Oregon State's going to have to find something in this rivalry.
They need a big play, and they need it right now. The Beavers need to be able to slow down this runaway train that is the Oregon Ducks right now.
Getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. And the coverage team able to make the tackle.
I think that's one the kick returner is going to want to take back. That was a ball he probably should have let run through the end zone, give themselves better field position, but now they are way backed up.
Leaves it with the running back. He stopped dead in his tracks again. No running room to be found. They keep trying it and have had very little success.
This has got to be disappointing if you're the offense, guys. You were expecting to have a lot of success running the ball, especially against this defense, which has struggled so much this season, but just nothing doing. They have not been good enough in the trenches so far.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Complete and looking for enough for the first down.
Love the coverage and not giving up an inch defensively. Their third down, smothering the receiver. As soon as he caught the ball, down he went. They've got this offense pinned.
He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. Got it near midfield. And the returner is stopped. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. That last touchdown drive
is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are.
Football, that's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. Wants to throw on first down. Fires to the big fella. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3. The run from the shotgun. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
A lot of times on second down, you're thinking pass, especially second, maybe in a little bit long. Really good job by the offense, committing to the running game, getting the first down really easily.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
It's complete to the left. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. They'll They'll try to get it in with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Quarterback making adjustments. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Big fella moving. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon! If this dude were a kitchen knife, he would be slicing tomatoes so thin your in-laws would never come back to your house.
Well, that'd be a good thing. I don't know if I want my in-laws to come back anyways, but he's been on fire. He's been absolutely torching this defense. They've had absolutely no answers for him.
And the extra point was good as they finished the drive. And he passes on the touchback. Here he comes. This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. Motion from the wide receiver. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
I got to be honest, I am shocked at just how well the defense has played in this game, especially stopping the run. We've talked about statistically how they've struggled this season, but they have put the clamps down in this one, and they're just playing with a ton of intensity.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
The Beavers send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. He'll field the punt and take it back. They make the stop, but there is a penalty marker down. Let's see what the call is.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. So it's 1st and 10 after that costly defensive penalty on 4th down. They'll try the right side. There he goes. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down. The Beavers, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Linebackers moving, trying to confuse the quarterback. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Got his man. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a 1st down. That's the end of the period, and Oregon has the lead. Well, guys, so far, this has been a massive beatdown, and it would appear the biggest challenge is what kind of records can they set as we have a look at the 3rd quarter stats. Final stands of the game, and we'll start with the 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires downfield. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. To the ground with the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers.
Fires toward the end zone. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hand and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down.
And that's kind of what we've seen from this offense all game long, man. It's been hard. It's been a struggle, and receiver and quarterback just not on the same page. Somebody out wide needs to step up, needs to make some plays for their QB because they're...
Fires deep toward the end zone. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion. from the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. Right down the boulevard. Touchdown Ducks! And they take it in for 6 more points. They push the lead out here in the fourth quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1. Now they have extended this lead, guys. Put the hammer, but sometimes a rivalry game can give you a little of extra fight back.
And there can be no panic at this point now. You've worked too hard this offseason, David. They've had this game circled for so long. You've got to play your best football right now and fight back.
And you just need something good to happen on this next possession. You got to get the...
And he pumps it up inside the 20. Touchdown, Oregon! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column.
And this has been a complete performance. The defense has been lights out, and the offense, obviously, just continues to pour it on. This is what you call having a great day. Putting it all together, offense, defense, complementary football.
And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Got it in the middle. It's Tompkins. Hauled down, and they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. Passing game kept his drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. Thompson to throw. Fires it beautifully in on the crosser. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. And the Beavers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Looking downfield on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Tompkins. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a...
Has their work cut out for him, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
And he really needed to hold on to that one, but it was not loose, and third down is coming.
Well, a lot of things haven't gone right for him. He saw an incompletion right there. It's been offense, it's been defense. They just haven't been able to click and get into a rhythm here. And now they're playing catch-up, and you know they're going to be throwing at each and every play here in the fourth quarter.
Bring in the heat. No more time to throw. Quarterback is sacked at the 35. The Beavers line up to punt it away. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they...
Turning it on! And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Ducks! That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in Week 3.
And it hasn't mattered what they've called, guys, offensively all game long, or who's been on the field, what personnel groupings there have been. They're simply executing at a higher level than this defense, and they're keeping their foot on the pedal here in the fourth quarter.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, expect the unexpected in college football, and for some, this update could fall under that category.
Martin, and he loses the ball deep in his own end. All the way into the end zone for a touchdown.
And honestly, it's been about complementary football in this game, right? We've seen this offense go up and down the field. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, but the defense has done a great job, too, getting off the field and putting their offense in really good position in this game. The head coach has got to love what he's seen on both sides of the ball today.
Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Oregon State takes over, ready to send the offense onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
Hauls it in. And he's able to bounce off one tackle for a solid pickup.
And this offense just hasn't found a way to kind of open it up. Like, they haven't found those explosive plays. It feels like the defense is kind of strangling them and staying really close to the line of scrimmage because of their lack of their big play ability over the top. This offense has to dial something up.
I mean, good news here, they get the completion. Bad news, though, not enough to pick up the first down. The target there, he's got to do a better job understanding where the first down marker is, make sure he gets the right depth on his route. Now, all of a sudden, head coach has a big decision.
The Beavers will punt this one away. This will be the 5th kick of the night. Nestles it in at the 35. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. A quick strike touchdown up top the last time they had it, Jesse. They'd love to do it again.
No doubt. They've got so many playmakers on the perimeter, David. Just find a way to get these guys the ball in space.
And you already started, man. Making that big play, open up this offense. This quarterback is feeling good about himself. I wouldn't be surprised if they give it right back to him.
And here's the mindset for that offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
The incomplete pass makes this series end in frustration as they turn it over on downs.
You know, there are a lot of people watching this game that are thinking to themselves, where's the sportsmanship? You're blowing this team out. Why are you going for it on 4th down? Why not just punt, give it back, and just leave here with a W? That's because this coach wants his guys to keep executing. I played for a coach in college that would have done the same thing. If backups are on the field, they get an opportunity to run your playbook. So let him do it. At the end of the day, you've got to force the opponent to stop. And that's what they're doing. That's the mindset. I got to be honest, I like it.
Thompson wants to throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. They're working that left side. The defense will converge, and out of bounds he goes at the 40.
You got to like this defense, man. All game long, great job tackling the football. Like, you throw it on the perimeter, they're coming up. They're not giving the run after the catch to these receivers. A lot of times you see so much damage done after the catch. This defense has been dialed in, and the big play has been a non-issue.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting a running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
And the Beavers will snap it on 1st and 10. Set, ready. Wants to throw it. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
He's got the tight end. It's a fumble. Oh, the offense lucky to fall on that loose football. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. There's the pressure.
And that play is a microcosm of what this game has been. They have not been able to protect their quarterback all game long, early or late, up front. Moving forward, this offense has got to do a better job or else they're going to be in a lot of...
Brings into the open. He is stopped inside the 15 at the 14-yard line, and an interesting call here on 4th down. And they'll send the field goal team back out for the 2nd time tonight. Right down the boulevard, it's good. And the field goal is good. They get 3 on the board, but it really doesn't matter much in terms of the deficit. Coming out with it, it's Grove. And the returner goes down. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. They'll start this drive going to the air. Quickly complete. Coming out, attacking from deep in their own end, and they're out at the 26 with the 1st down.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all off-season long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
Looking to throw on 1st down. He's got it on the left. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field. After ripping off a big chunk of yardage, you figure they're going to go right back after him. 1st and 10 from the 31. Grabbed in the middle. It's Grove. And he's brought down after a nice gain. On 1st and 10, trying to strike from the 15. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Parker. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
Fires to the wideout. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his mind.
This offense, they're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays, and they've had a great day so far.
Using the quick game. And they're going to put another one into the end zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
And they just keep piling on the points. We've seen in big moments in this game, they have been able to step up and deliver, particularly on offense. Very impressive performance.
And the extra point was good. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. On the move from inside his 5. And they'll get him on the ground as the offense comes out to start the next drive. Oregon State has it back, and here comes the Beaver offense. This has been a really disappointing performance, David, no question about that, but they can find some positives.
Yeah, and every time you watch the tape, you know, Jesse, coaches are pointing out, look at this. This was open if we'd have just ran the details to the right route, hung on to the football. Little things can make a big difference.
Yeah, that's That's why they call it a game of inches, David. But I'll say this, if you're on offense, don't go on social media this week. It ain't going to be pretty after this performance. You've got to lock in. You got to take the week of practice very seriously and find those positives that you can build off, David, you're talking about.
And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7. The Beavers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Oh, they're after him. He just kept going backwards. You have to step up, and they get him for a safety.
And that's the exclamation point right there. It's been a bad day, man. This offense, they're going to have to find some answers over the next couple of weeks, especially the next week at practice, of who they are, what their identity is, because all they've done today is struggle around and now give up points.
And after this play, the cake will be baked. They'll go to the ground. He breaks a tackle. And after the short run, the clock hits 0, and we are all wrapped up here. So as they've done so many times in this in-state rivalry, it is the Ducks who outlast the Beavers. Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports.